Everything vibrates, and so do you. This isn't just poetry. This isn't just science. This is truth. A truth that governs the movement of galaxies and the beat of your heart. At the deepest level, everything, from the stars overhead to the thoughts in your mind, is in motion. In frequency. In vibration. You are not a static being. You are energy, in motion, tuned to a frequency, and that frequency is designing your reality. You've been told that success is about hustle. That wealth comes from hard work. That if you just grind harder, stay up later, push further, eventually, someday, life will give you what you want. But the truth is deeper. Quieter. It's not in the noise. It's in the vibration. It's in what you believe when no one is watching. What you feel when the world is still. Because here's the secret no one ever taught you in school: you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And what you are is determined by the frequency you're tuned to. Your thoughts send out the signal. Your emotions amplify it. And your results? They're simply the mirror. The echo. The physical confirmation of your inner vibration. So ask yourself right now, honestly, courageously, what are you vibrating? What's the frequency of your daily thoughts? Fear? Scarcity? Doubt? Or faith, abundance, unwavering belief? Because the world isn't responding to your words. It's responding to your energy. You can shout "I'm successful" all day long, but if you feel small inside, if you feel like a failure when you look in the mirror, the universe will mirror that. Not your words. Your truth. Your vibration. Now maybe no one ever told you that before. Maybe you've been trying to control your life by changing the outside. The job. The people. The money. But the change, it never lasts, does it? Because energy doesn't start on the outside. It starts within. That's where the shift begins. That's where your power lives. You were never meant to live a life of quiet frustration. You weren't born to survive. You were born to create. To radiate. To vibrate at the frequency of the life you desire before it shows up. Before there's any proof. That's the test. That's the challenge. Can you believe in the vision before you see it? Can you feel abundance while the bank account still says lack? That's not delusion, that's alignment. And alignment is what calls the universe to your side. Because everything you want already exists. The frequency of it is already here. Wealth, health, purpose, love, it's all in the field. Right now. You don't have to chase it. You have to match it. And you match it not by striving harder, but by becoming the version of you who already has it. That version of you? They walk differently. They think differently. They vibrate at a different level. And when you become that version, not someday, but now, reality begins to rearrange. Not slowly. Not randomly. But directly. Because vibration is law. And the law does not lie. So where do you begin? You begin with the most powerful tool you've always had but may have forgotten: your mind. Your conscious, deliberate, focused mind. The images you hold. The beliefs you repeat. The feelings you allow. That is where the vibration starts. That is where the change begins. You see, your mind is not just a storage space for memories, it's a broadcast tower. Every thought you dwell on sends a signal. And the universe, without judgment, without delay, begins moving everything to reflect that signal. If you vibrate lack, lack will come. Not because you're cursed. Not because you're not good enough. But because that's the law. And if you shift, if you begin vibrating faith, wealth, purpose, even before the world gives you a single reason to believe it, then that will come too. The truth is, your results are not random. They are precise. Mathematical. Energetic. A perfect match to your dominant vibration. So the question is no longer, what do I want? The real question is, who must I become vibrationally to receive it? Not tomorrow. Not next year. But now. So close your eyes for a moment. Tune in. Imagine the life you desire, the one that stirs your soul. Don't just see it, feel it. The freedom. The confidence. The clarity. That feeling? That's the frequency. That's your target. And your job every single day is to vibrate in alignment with it. Not when things are perfect. Not when life finally behaves. But now. Especially now. Because that's when it matters most. The world has trained you to react, to let circumstances dictate your vibration. When the money flows, you feel wealthy. When love is present, you feel lovable. But that's backwards. That's the slow path. That's the path of victims and skeptics. You're not here for that. You are a creator. A transmitter. A spiritual being in a physical body, and your power is not in your hands, it's in your frequency. Change your frequency, and you change your results. That's not just philosophy. That's physics. That's law. That's truth. But let's go deeper, because mindset is just the beginning. What drives your frequency are your beliefs. Not the ones you post online. Not the ones you say in public. The ones that live beneath the surface. The quiet ones. The invisible ones. The ones that whisper, "You're not enough," or "People like you don't get wealthy," or "It's too late to change." And here's what you need to know: those beliefs are not facts. They're vibrations. Old, stale frequencies that you've unknowingly carried for years. But the good news? Beliefs can be changed. Frequencies can be retuned. You are not bound to your past. You are not a prisoner of what you were told. You are free. You've always been free. The only thing in the way is the story you keep repeating to yourself. So rewrite it. Right now. Start speaking the vibration of the life you were born to live. Not someday. Now. Say it in your mind. Feel it in your body. Act as if it's already here, because at the vibrational level, it is. The question is, will you align with it? Because when you align, things move. Fast. Miracles begin to feel like math. Coincidence turns into confirmation. And doors that once felt bolted shut begin to swing open, because you're no longer knocking from the outside. You're inside the frequency. You've become the match. And once you become the match, the result is inevitable. But this isn't about hype. This isn't about pretending. This is about vision. A vision so clear, so emotionally charged, that it rewires your vibration from the inside out. And here's what most people miss: you don't get what you deserve, you get what you expect. And expectations are vibrational blueprints. If you expect little, you vibrate small. If you expect greatness, you send a signal of power and life responds. But make no mistake, this takes discipline. Not a discipline of effort, a discipline of alignment. A commitment to return, again and again, to the highest version of you. Even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. Because the breakthrough doesn't happen when life is easy. It happens when you vibrate higher than your circumstances. That's the separation point. That's when the shift begins. You are never waiting on the universe. The universe is waiting on you. Waiting for you to rise. To tune in. To become the frequency of the life you've been dreaming about. You're not here to chase, you're here to attract. But to attract, you must align. And to align, you must believe fully, radically, unapologetically. Because faith is the vibration of creation. Faith is not blind. Faith sees the invisible, feels the intangible, and moves in the direction of the unseen. Faith is the vibration that pulls the future into the present. Not because you beg for it, but because you know. You know that everything you need is already here, already within, already vibrating, waiting to meet you at your level of belief. And when you begin to walk in that vibration, everything shifts. People start to feel it. Opportunities seem to find you. Synchronicities begin to appear. Not because the universe suddenly favors you, but because you finally favor yourself. You finally see yourself through the lens of truth, as someone worthy. As someone chosen. As someone who was never meant to live in low vibrations of doubt, fear, and limitation. You were created in power. Wired for expansion. Designed for abundance. But that abundance can only find you when you match its signal. When you embody it. Speak it. Feel it. Not from desperation, but from truth. And that's why gratitude is not just a virtue, it's a frequency. One of the highest you can emit. When you give thanks for what you already have and even for what has not yet arrived, you raise your vibration above worry and into trust. You say to the universe, I believe. I'm ready. I'm already there. Gratitude is not passive. It's not just polite. It's magnetic. It aligns your heart with the rhythm of the life you want. And when your heart and your vision begin to beat in unison, the universe doesn't resist. It responds. But don't be fooled, alignment does not mean ease. There will still be days of resistance. Days when old thoughts whisper in your ear. Days when your outer world still looks the same. But your job is not to react. Your job is to remember. To return. To realign. Resilience is a vibrational muscle. Every time you choose to hold your frequency, even in the storm, you grow stronger. You become unshakable. And eventually, the storm passes, but your vibration remains. Higher. Clearer. Untouchable. You will notice something else, too. As your frequency rises, your environment begins to shift. Not just in what you receive, but in what you release. Some people may fall away. Some patterns may break. Some comforts may disappear. And that's okay. Let them go. You are no longer matching their vibration. And that's not a loss, it's alignment. You are making space for the next level. For what belongs to your new frequency. For what's been trying to reach you all along. Growth is not always comfortable. But it is always right. And the more you trust the vibration of where you're headed, the less you'll cling to what's familiar. Because familiarity is not safety. Alignment is. So stop looking backward. Stop measuring your potential by your past. You are not who you were. You are who you're becoming. Every single thought you choose today is either reinforcing the past or building the future. And you get to decide. Right now. In this moment. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are not behind. You are vibrating into alignment. You are not waiting for a sign. You are the sign. You are the signal. The vibration. The shift. And when you begin to live from that truth, not as a concept, but as a conviction, the world bends around your energy. Not because you forced it. But because you finally remembered, you are the force. You were never meant to beg for scraps in a universe built on infinite supply. You were meant to command your reality not through arrogance, but through alignment. Not through control, but through coherence. When your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and your spirit vibrate in harmony, you become unstoppable. Magnetic. Divine. But don't wait until you feel ready. That's the trap. Readiness is a lie your old vibration tells you to keep you small. Don't wait for the fear to go away, move with it. Walk forward anyway. Because courage isn't the absence of fear, it's choosing to vibrate higher than it. You want to know what's really holding you back? It's not money. It's not time. It's not circumstance. It's the internal thermostat of your vibration, the one you unconsciously set years ago, based on someone else's belief, someone else's trauma, someone else's fear. But you are not someone else. You are you. And you have permission right now to raise your settings. To reset your internal frequency. To stop settling for a life that matches your old wounds and start building a life that matches your true power. And yes, it will require work. But not the kind of work you've been told. Not hustling. Not grinding. Not wearing yourself out to prove your worth. The real work is alignment. It's holding the vibration of wealth even when the bank account doesn't show it yet. It's carrying the frequency of love even when you feel alone. It's waking up every day and tuning yourself like an instrument because you know the music you were born to play is sacred. And when you live like that, not just once, but daily, consistently, unapologetically, everything changes. The people you attract. The way you walk into rooms. The way you speak. The opportunities that seem to randomly appear. They're not random. They're resonance. You're not chasing them. You're becoming them. And that's the difference between effort and alignment. One is exhausting. The other is electric. You were never meant to be dimmed by your past or distorted by your doubt. You were meant to shine. To radiate. To vibrate at such a powerful, unwavering frequency that the universe has no choice but to respond in kind. Everything in your life is a mirror, not of your worth, but of your vibration. Change the frequency, and the reflection has to change. That's not motivation. That's universal law. And once you understand that, you don't just shift your results. You shift your identity. You stop asking, what do I need to do? And start asking, who do I need to be? Because when your being matches your desire, when your frequency matches your future, that's when the world bends. That's when the impossible happens. That's when miracles become normal. And in that moment, you realize you were never chasing the dream. You were becoming the dream. You were becoming the dream every thought, every breath, every moment of stillness when you chose faith over fear, every time you turned down the noise of the world and tuned into the vibration of your truth. Because the truth is this. You are not here to survive. You are here to resonate. You are not here to play it safe. You are here to vibrate so boldly, so unapologetically, that the life you once thought was too good to be true becomes the life you wake up in. This world doesn't need more people chasing wealth, begging for validation, or waiting for permission. This world needs more people aligned. People who dare to embody the frequency of abundance, love, healing, purpose, and expansion before it arrives. Because those are the people who change everything. And you? You are one of them. You didn't come here by accident. You felt this message because your soul already knows. You already carry the frequency deep within. It's always been there. Dormant. Waiting. Whispering. Hoping that one day, you'd hear it. And now you have. So the question is not, will it work? The question is, will you align? Will you dare to believe not just in what's possible, but in who you truly are? Will you commit to raising your frequency not just when life feels good, but when it tests you the most? Will you step into your divine authority and live as if the universe is already responding, because it is? Everything vibrates. And so do you. So choose your frequency with intention. Speak with power. Walk in alignment. Radiate from truth. And don't just attract the life you desire. Become the vibration that life can't help but respond to. You were never waiting on the universe. The universe has been waiting on you. Now rise. And resonate.